Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. So today I would like to show you how you can manage two different repositories. So you can see here, this is my personal repository. So which is like razi123 Gmail, kazi@gmail.com. And this is something different, Razi code. Okay, I can even show you this way. Maybe it's more clear. So this is a different repository and this is my personal repository. So basically this is my personal repository. I have created a new one just for the sake of YouTube. So here you can also find more codes, whatever I teach on YouTube. So now managing these two from a single terminal. So that looks pretty interesting. So let's move ahead. So currently I am into my Razi codes directory. So first I have to move to the shell repository, that is home/.ssh. So once I'm here, you see there is nothing. I list the repository, it's empty. So now very first thing is I have to create now public and private key for the repositories. So that is like SSH keygen -t C, and here I write my email. So first I'll write for my personal repository, which you see on the left side, that is .com. So I have to enter some name. I would say like private, or I would say like personal. Enter the paraphrase, empty for no paraphrase. So that's it. I just entered it, and now you can see I have a public and like personal and public and private keys. So basically this is the public key and this is the private key. I will do the same for the other email, that is code with razi@gmail.com. And I would say it's like YouTube, for example. Yeah, YouTube looks good. Okay, so once my public and private repositories, public and private keys are generated for both the repositories, the next thing is I have to copy paste the public key. So for that, I would say cat personal. Okay, .pub. So I have to copy this part. I would copy, I would go to my repository, I would go to profile, sorry, settings. In the settings, if you just scroll down, you will find SSH and GPG keys. So once we come over here, it says there are no SSH keys associated. Then I have to write a new SSH key. I will write personal. I will paste the SSH key. It will ask for the password. That's it. Now I have generated the personal key, public key for my personal account. I will also do it for the YouTube account. We'll copy this. We'll go to the settings. SSH keys, YouTube, paste. Sorry, then I have to pause the video. I forgot the password for this. So just be back. Okay, so I have reset my password. So let's go back to the settings and go to the SSH key, create a new SSH key. I will paste it. I will write this like YouTube, add the SSH keys. So once I'm done, so now I have configured both the repositories with the public key. So I would create a config file and I'm gonna paste a piece of code, which you also have to do. I will share this in the YouTube description link. So I would say this my first account as personal account. You can comment anything. And I would write just as github.com minus, or I don't need anything for the personal account. The second is I would rename it as YouTube account. And I would rename this to YouTube, for example. And also I would rename this to YouTube because we had named the repository or the keys with these names. For example, we rename it with YouTube for the YouTube profile, and for the personal, it was personal. So once you do this, just have to press Control X and save it as a config file. So once we are done with this, so now the next thing is we go back to our repositories. That is desktop, Razi codes. Okay, so here I would remove the existing repository. So now you see there is only one repository here. Let me clone my personal repository first, git clone. I would go here. I would go to my repositories, then let's say test rename. This is just an example. I would take the SSH part, copied, come back to the terminal, paste it, but I don't have to do anything here because it's already, because I did not change anything in the config file. So it's as it is. So I will just try to. So it says yes. That's it. So I will just clear it. And you see, I got test.rename. If I just go inside this folder, I have the same things which I see here. Okay, let me come back. Okay, so now I have two repositories. The next thing is I have to clone this repository. That is oops Python. So for that, I would copy the SSH path. I would come here, I would write git clone. I would copy, paste it. But we have to keep in mind one thing. It's not just github.com, it's minus YouTube. That's what we had named in the config file. So now copy, could not resolve host. Sorry, I copied the wrong one. Okay, let me do it again. Or git clone, paste. Yes, come back here, write hyphen YouTube. It's cloning the oops Python. Warning, you appears to have cloned an empty repository. Maybe because I haven't done anything there. So let's clear it, ls, and see now within the same path. Within the same path, I have two different repositories or two different, you can say, code repositories that comes from 2 different GitHub accounts. So this is how you can do it. And as far as the test rename is concerned, or oops Python is concerned, which says an empty repository. Of course, it could be empty because I haven't done anything here. Here, even the repository looks empty. So, okay, thank you very much. Hope you have enjoyed this video. And please follow the description. And please don't, another very important thing to note, whatever the config files and whatever the keys I have generated, even if you have seen in the YouTube channel, don't worry, you can't reuse it, because as soon as the video ends, I would delete these keys and I would recreate it, because generally you should not share these keys with anyone. So just as a point of awareness, so please make sure that you don't share your public and private keys to anyone. In fact, at least private keys to anybody. You can share the public keys, that's not a problem. So before ending, so I would like to thank you very much for visiting my channel, and I would share all the things, all the steps which I followed in the description, so you don't have to worry. So you can just copy paste all the code scripts. So thank you again, friends. See you next time. So that's it. Thanks for visiting my channel. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified every time I create something new for you. So until then, stay safe and keep coding.